So like I was saying, and I had to pause it because I wanted to put this in different parts. You're falling for the same tactics that people who don't have your best interests in mind have set in place for you. And I'm going to go into that more. So I'll give you an example, right? So number one, right? You always say it's the white man, right? So, okay, sometimes it is. I'm not going to even say it isn't always. Sometimes it is. but look at this. Look at it this way. Sometimes it is white people. Right? They're racist, whatever, right? Okay? But it's not always them. So let me tell you this. What do you think would be a better choice to make? To demand that you need reparations? You get a ghetto holiday, you get a sort of fake holiday, which is a band-aid, which just makes you feel some type of way, but then you lack the skills to know what to do with it, to accomplish what you actually are claiming you want to accomplish. You know, instead of saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to take accountability, I'm going to improve the culture, and by improving the culture means that you are going to do good things, you're going to try to create wealth, you're going to try to, think things out instead of being so animalistic and reactive, you know what I mean? Like, you're thinking like, man, I'm going to try to stay away from this type of, behavior and trouble, like stealing, mobbing, looting, rioting, dancing in the streets, destroying property. It's like, it's okay to, like, you can dance all you want. But, that's what, like, nightclubs, parties, house parties, and, that's what that's made for, right? You don't go into the street and break things, steal things, and then dance. It's like, do you get my point of how, like, any rational, normal person, it doesn't matter what race you are, knows that that's retarded behavior, right? Anybody can see that, man. Like, anybody can see that. And that's all I'm trying to say. But what you have, like I said before, you have these countercultures of liars who are just going to say, no, oh, we're well within our means to do this. Oh, actually, no, we deserve more. Actually, we're demanding what we were owed. And it's like, wait, wait, hold on, bro. Like, hold on. Even if you feel like you're owed something, there's other ways to go about it. Like, how about you work your way there? You know what I mean? Like I said, you try to fit into society like everybody else. See, I'm a person who doesn't put myself out in society that much because I know a lot of people that are just not good people that are out in society. So I would just rather stay away from it. Like I said, my mentality is like, if you have to defend yourself, or if you have to be a certain way, you have to do something wrong necessarily for a good reason, then maybe you just might have to do that. But in general, just as a rule of thumb, you mind your own business, stay out of trouble. If you see people who are always rowdy, you always see disorder and chaos. Like, it's like someone's always crying. Like, I could list it off basically as like red flags, you know what I mean? Someone's always crying. Someone's always overly intoxicated, you know what I mean? Someone's always fighting, and not fighting in the right context. Like, you're not fighting because, you're training. You're not fighting because it's cultural. You know what I mean? Like, us as men have always done, or us that are from a warrior background or a martial arts background, like we've always done, like, and I'm not talking about like settling a dispute or something. I'm talking about just fighting, like, in a sport way, like that. Like, I'm talking about, two guys get together, you put on the gloves, whatever, however you do that, or bare knuckle, or however it is, or whatever, or wrestling, or whatever. I'm not talking about that type of fight. I'm talking about stupid fights that could have been avoided. You know what I mean? Over dumb crap. Which we all do get into. Like, it doesn't, we're not perfect, but what I'm saying is, if it's always like you're always seeing stupid stuff. You know what I mean? And like I said, it could be subtle things. You know what I mean? Like general chaos and disorder, or for a lack of a better term, I would say, you know, loser behavior or degenerate behavior. You know, when I see that over and over and over, I just stay totally clear of it. You know what I mean? And stay clear of any person I feel is enthralled or uh, involved or connected to any type of circle, group, culture, where that's just, you know, it's how do I say this? Like, it's basically, it's so intermingled that there's no escaping it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so intermingled to the point to where, um, like, you're bound to have certain issues over and over and over and over and over and over. And that's why, like I said, I would consider myself who is a person that's somewhat detached to a degree from society. But on the same coin, I'm not so stupid that I have no, that I have, how do I say this? That I don't know where to, like, find a good point. You know what I mean? Like a good medium. That, if that's what I'm really trying to say. Like, to find a point to where it's like, okay, you know, I can still accomplish things, but also stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? I can stay away from people who attract trouble to them because they are fools. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term, like, they're straight up fools. You know what I mean? It's like, you're a loser. You got nothing going for you. Like I said, your attributes are feminine, weak. You don't seem to be able to, like, do things good. You just seem like, you know, like, you seem like I said, a natural born loser. Like, you seem like you fucking you just don't cut it. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't cut it. And like I said, you don't even have enough redeeming qualities that it would counterbalance it enough to where there could be a mutual like, understanding. Like obviously, like I said, you know, you treat people with respect regardless in a certain way. Like, it's like, you know, but there is a point in time where, like, you have to cross that line where it's like, you know, either you have to distance yourself, or you may even have to become violent. I hate to say that, but, you know, you may even have to become violent with certain individuals because they won't get the point unless you really do. You know what I mean? And that's the society that we're living in. And like I said, the broken part of that, the current society we're in, is they reward the bad. They don't only just reward the bad behavior. Shoot, I'm gonna lose this one. I lost. But they protect those that are of bad behavior. You know, almost to the point to even where it's like I said, and it's all very insidious too. You know, like I said about the race. You know, and I could go on and on about this, and so I will. You know what I mean? This is part 2. You know, this is part 2 to the first little Virtual on Mars gameplay while I'm doing this political rant. So, like I said again, someone's like, "Oh, what's your point?" Well, the point is, I'm more of a conservative because I just believe in having security in using your brain. You know what I mean? In having accountability and being an adult. You know, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy life, but you also have to understand there's hard pills that you need to swallow, and you have to be an adult, and you have to, yeah, the truth might hurt, or that you may not like this or that, but you have to come to a place of understanding and a place of acceptance, and you have to have a little bit of backbone, and, you know, you have to be a man or woman about this, and, you know, you have to, like, understand some things. Now, and you can't be an escapist, you know, so, like I was saying before, you know, you have, like, black people like myself who don't even understand sort of some levels to this whole black and white thing, right? Okay, so, like, I'll give you an example. So, for instance, like, you have some very insidious, shady people out here, bro. Like, for instance, like, let's say this. You have white people who, they'll coddle, a misplaced mentality of a black person or black people for their own detriment, because they say, oh yeah, let them be toxic. Encourage them to be toxic. Encourage them to believe that they should be a certain way, so they won't ever get anywhere. You know what I mean? Do you get that concept? So it's like, it's a trick. It's a trick. Or, oh yeah, make them feel so entitled, or make them feel so empowered and emboldened that they'll do all the work for us. They'll destroy themselves. Let them have their little monkey holiday. Let them dance in the streets and do all this, or be encouraged to act a complete buffoon and fool, right? Because they'll never have anything if they actually believe that they're secure in doing all this, right? It's things like that. Or it's, oh yeah, let them believe that every LGBTQ is their friend and is somehow how do I say this, a catch-all or involved with black, because if we do that, it'll be easier for us to target their children, or it'll be easy of us to target those of them that are weak, or those of them that we can try to befriend because we really have a gay sexual agenda, because we just let's just say it as it is, because we're a bunch of gay white men and we want these black penises here. You know what I mean? Just as much, just even someone to say, "Oh, you can't take the wrong." I took it in that direction, and I'm keeping it in that. I took it in that direction, and that's where the effort's going. So, just as much as us black men, we love our white women, and we love handing out this big BBC to the white chicks. You gay ass white men have some I don't know, some crazed obsession with a straight black man's big black penis. And if someone would say, "Oh, what did it?" If you're asking me like, how do I know that? How the fuck do I know that, man? You have no clue how many, especially on dating sites, right? That are straight dating sites. How many gay ass advances that I've gotten from white men in particular. That's the odd thing too. I'm thinking like, aren't black guys gay too? Like, aren't there supposed? No, bro. It's always some white gay ass fan, bro. So you guys want to connect your gay to black because, like I said, you don't want to just like, because this is one thing that is a thing. People don't want to admit this. You want to turn the black masculine man, especially the younger man. You want to turn the masculine black into an effeminate, confused, gender fluid, gay, queer, whatever, feminine man. That's what you want. Because it's your sexual fetish. Like I said, it's a gay, often closeted, sexual desire and agenda amongst a bunch of these white men. You know what I mean? To the point to where, like I said, in this modern society, bro, you don't even know who these gay men are. It's like, some of these men, like, they look normal. They look like any straight man. But you could just tell by their, like, behaviors, or, how they look at you, or how they look at men, that they're totally gay as hell. You know what I mean? It's like, just gay as hell, bro. Even though they could try to act masculine, but really, deep down, they're gay as hell. You know what I mean? Or to act straight, but they're gay as hell. It's like the South Park episode. This gay as hell. That's how I feel. I feel like the redneck with the chew in the side of his mouth. That's gay as hell. You know what I mean? That's how I look at you guys. Like, yo, you guys are gay as hell, bro. Like, straight up. There ain't nothing G about you. There ain't nothing masculine. There ain't nothing thug. It's just you closeted gay as hell, bro. And I said this before on rant, like you ain't fooling people like me. You know, it's like, bro, at a young age, I was taught to spot things, like at a very young age. So, just saying, you know what I mean? Call it what you want. Like I said, there's an agenda to turn just generally straight people in general, you know, kids, into confused, weird, queer individuals, bro. And that also goes to part, like I said, part of this whole white black thing, to where it's like, you know, some of you people, you know, you actually want unity between races, but then, like I said before, some of you, all it is a gay fetishization of black men. That's all that shit is, man. So you don't really, nah, you know what I mean? So you're not a friend, you know what I mean? You're not an ally. You're not a friend. You're just, like I said, you're just a slimy, creepy, crawly, gay motherfucker. And you want some gay shit. So, it's like, come on, bro. This is what I mean about, like, accountability. It's like, honesty and accountability. You know, it's a hard thing to find nowadays with people, especially in modern society. You know what I mean? And like I was saying, you know, I feel like it's the most insidious. It's the most insidious thing when there are some white people, and it is some women too, but it's mostly men. You know what I mean? That's only because, you know, things are dominated by men for whatever reason, and I'm not saying it's a bad or good thing. I don't really care. But it's just the way the world works, and there's a reason for that. And I'll explain that. This is going to make some women mad, but I'm going to explain it. I'm just going to be honest. It boils down to the fact that generally us as men, being generally naturally dominant, in physically imposing and capable compared to women, you know, comparatively, it comes down to the fact that we are more rational generally. You know what I mean? We are rational. We are more physically adept. You get what I'm saying? We usually think more with our brains, not with our emotions. So it usually just pans out to us being dominant over things. And it's that simple. It's really just that simple, man. You know what I mean? It's one of the same reasons why, for instance, a straight, I hate to say it, I'm just going to say, a straight man most likely would have certain qualities that would make them a better candidate for certain things. Whereas you know, you look at like a gay dude and you're like, I don't know, bro. You know, I hate to say it, but it's like, bro, I don't know. You look like you're gonna goof it. Goof, the key word, you know, just goofy. It's like, yo, you seem like you're gonna fumble the ball, bro. You don't seem too stable. Like you're too effeminate. You're lacking that, like, you're just lacking that strong quality that would make you, you know, a boss-like character that, you know, you would, you know, be strong enough in all regards to make this thing work. You know, you seem like you're going to be emotional, you're going to be weak, you're going to be soft, you're going to fumble, bro. It's that simple. And some people hate hearing that. They just hate hearing that. They can't stand it. It's like, but see, what they don't understand is, look, man. Know your flaws so that you can strengthen your flaws and become strong. It's that simple. It's like, don't deny the fact that there's genetic and physical differences between us, like, for instance, men and women. Like I've had to stress before, you know, there's differences between us. Own it. Accept it. Because it's part of life. What you gotta do as the individual is ask the question, now, do I as the individual have to try harder or work harder to meet the mark to compete with so and so and so? Yeah, so that's all you have. It's like that. It's like you have to look, or maybe you never can. You know what I mean? But you have to accept that. You know, just like you got this whole thing in the athletic world of like trans athletes competing with women. You know, these trans athletes. These trans athletes want to try to act like there's no unfair advantage, knowing darn well that their freaking big strong man self crushes females on a daily. it's just like, come on, that's what I mean. Lies and scandalous behavior, no accountability, just lies on top of lies, and creating a toxic culture. Well, oh shit. And then, you know, like I said before, on top of this this toxic culture, the problem is, you know, on top of this toxic culture, you're encouraged to act like a buffoon. Like I said, they're encouraged, so it's not like they're like, you know, discouraging it like it should be discouraged. It should be discouraged, right? I think we all can agree it should be discouraged, but no, 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 no. It's oh, let's encourage it, because what's toxic is not them. To be an upstanding individual, to have morals, and to have, you know, backbone, to be someone that should be admired, that's now toxic, because you've created a false narrative, and you want people to actually believe lies. So, you know, what I have to say about that is this, and I've said this before. Now, the primitive part of my brain says, you know, I hate to say it, but the primitive part of my brain says we need to go around putting the hurting on some people. You know what I mean? We need to, you know, put some knuckles where they just do not belong on some people. You know what I mean? Like, we need to hurt some people, because the quickest way to eradicate something is violence. But that just breeds nothing but more destruction and chaos and more violence, and then it doesn't really get anyone anywhere. So that's like not a reality. That can't, it, like I said, you know, if you have to defend yourself, you do, but that can't be like a thing, because it just really can't. You know what I mean? It's too extreme. And there's such a thing called the law, and people like that I'm speaking of are very well protected, so that's not a thing. You're not going to get groups of people and, you know, posse up these people and go and do those horrible things. What we need to do is we need to become just better people. Like, we need to learn, okay, we have to really be serious about creating money. We got to own things. You know, we have to stay out of jail. We have to stay out of trouble. We have to make smart decisions when we want to make dumb decisions. Even if it's just recreational. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be druggies. We can't be junkies. You know, we have to have accountability. We have to stick to our guns. We have to be strong. We have to, you know, we have to do all these things. Because, that's how we need to make society actually a better place. You know, making society a better place is not about believing in lies. You know, it's about believing in the truth, and then, you know, finding methods to correct where there's weaknesses, where weaknesses are. You know, and having accountability and owning up to, like I said, to what your weaknesses and strengths are, and working on them. You know, and being a collective group that works on making things better for yourself in the environment around you. But the whole culture of lying, and, you know, everyone trying to become straight up degenerates, that just doesn't work. You know, it can't work. It's never gonna work. Like I said, if you really want to cater, if you really want to cater to insidious people who have terrible agendas, and have terrible desires they want to enact upon humanity, because that's really what this is. You know, people wanting enough control to inevitably accomplish things, or even just, you know, securing spots for themselves, like it's always been. You know, they want to secure a spot for themselves as long as they can, and blah blah blah. You know, and make it easier and easier to do so, and have more and more control. Well, I think I'm going to lose this one, because he outmaneuvered me. I just, you know, I'm not that good at this game, so I can't really keep up with this, whatever this, whatever this character is, I can't keep up with But like I said, it's not about this whole like trying to turn the world into a sensitive, sissy, victimhood coddled environment. Like, no, that I lost. It's not about that, man. That doesn't work. And that doesn't work, you know. So I'm gonna change the subject up a little bit in my next rant, but I figure I'll try to keep these rants to maybe like a 30-minute or a little bit more maximum. But yeah, what I'm really trying to say is you've heard this before, okay? Look, man. So you've heard this from like every conservative friggin' you've heard this from every conservative YouTuber pretty much, and it's a rhetoric. It's just it's an old played out rhetoric, but it's the truth. That's the thing. It's the truth. And then you get these hippy dippy sissy leftist types, and it's all about this gay queer, and then it's black and brown, and I hate it because it's just like it's like, come on now. If we can't see through the BS right now, then I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, I'm not dumb enough to believe that crap. You know, like I've lived too long to believe that, and I've had too many experiences to ever be dumb enough to believe any of that nonsense. So, like I said, man, we've heard this rhetoric before. You've heard the opposite side before. We've heard it all. I'm sure everybody has like people you know that are either lefties or righties, or you know, everybody's you got this political divide. Um, and I'm sure most people lean more the other to one side. But see, me, I just believe in like what I just believe what I believe. You know what I mean? And what seems to work for me. And I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna make a lot of people like really angry, right? Like really, really angry. But I'm just gonna say it like everything else I say makes people really, really angry, right? So I've noticed something, and I have to say this, and I don't like saying it because I don't even like the way it feels. But I've noticed this, right? So me being black and a Satanist is two things that is definitely far from what you normally get with a conservative, right? But it is what I am, and it's me, right? But I've noticed that you get. Why is it that there's so many? And just let me ask you this without, you know, I know what you're probably going to say, but let me ask you this question. Why are there so many white, straight, Christian, even most, you know, white, straight Christian, um, how do I say this? Classically, you know, masculine or feminine role, you know, man, woman, husband, wife, son, daughter, you know, Christian, conservative, Caucasian. Why are they so much more successful than us on average, right? Let me ask you that question, right? Someone will say, "Oh, it's because they're colonizers. Oh, it's because they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. It's because it's the white man's world, and it was created with a system that was rigged so that the black and the brown man could never get ahead, and so on and so forth. And it's anti-gay, and it's anti-black, and it's anti-everything that's not Christian, and and okay, I know that's your argument, right? Okay. But I have to say now, what if that's not entirely true by any means? Like, what if you're really stretching everything out of proportion? Like, how's about this, man? How's about on average that these straight white people, how about this, man? How about that they have some goddamn sense? You ever think of that? Like, how's about that they actually understand that they're adults and they actually are just normal? And how about that normal just tends to work? You know what I mean? And I don't mean normal as mean like, oh, that you have to look like them or you have to like, go to Sunday school and go to church and have, a golden retriever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is normal sanity and rationality always works. You know, like accountability always works. Yes or no, not maybe works. You get what I'm saying? Being strong works. Having a backbone works. Not being a sissy works. So it's not necessarily so much about their race, about that they're, you know, uh, Aryan, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, or no, it's not. It's not that. And that's just like a stereotypical cookie cutter example that really isn't even, really a thing. But what I'm trying to say is, because people have this image in their mind, this like very visual image. Um, the problem with all of us so-called black, brown, and then you got you guys who are all queer and all this. You just can't ever be anything normal for the goddamn life of you. So you have to be gay. Okay, I get it. And I know it's not a choice. Okay, I know. So you have to be gay. You were born gay. You're gay as hell. Okay, I know, and I know you are. You gay. You gay as fuck. Like there is you can't hide it. Like you may try to hide it, but it's clear as that you're gay as hell. So okay. So we get that. Okay, whatever. Okay. Well, look. That doesn't give you the right to be a weak ass fucking loser, bro. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't give you the right to be a liar. It doesn't give you the right to be deceptive. It doesn't give you the right to be an underachiever. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't give you the right to be a big baby. That's what's really known is that's what everybody wants to tap dance around and try to, elephant in the room. That's like I said before. That's what everybody's trying to escape. But you can't be an escapist. Like I said, you have to own up to what you are and then correct it. Like, can you be Yas Queen gay all day? Yeah, go whatever. But don't try to say that that's the reason why you fail or that's the reason why this. No, no, no. It's because of other things. It's not simply because you're gay, right? Or you're black, or you're demigirl, you know, or you're gender fluid all of a sudden. But see, this is another problem I have. Like I said, if you're gonna be that, then be stick to that. Stop jumping around. You know what I mean? Why are you gender fluid one day, and then for whatever one day you're like, I'm trans. Then now you're no. It's like, or you just stick to something, bro. Because sticking to things works. But the problem is you're so weak that you can't pick anything. You're like the indecisive little baby that gets kicked out of the circle because it's like, oh shit, here we go again. Everybody else has enough nerve to say, okay, I'm sticking to it. I may not necessarily like it. Okay, now I'm in. And then you're the one who's like, well, maybe, I don't know, I'm scared. Well, get out of here. You know what I mean? You get backsmacked. It's like, no, just stop. Because we don't have enough time for you to act like that. You see what I mean? And that's my whole point. It's like we do not have the time. We do not have the infrastructure for you to be that weak. We don't. It's not going to work. It can't. You're going to destroy every goddamn thing. You are destroying everything. You've destroyed everything. You sabotaged everything. Or a better term would be you put everything at risk. Because it's not like all hope is completely lost for society or for young men or for young women or for businesses or a culture is for brown people or black or whatever. It's not hopeless. Okay? And I'm about to cut this episode 2 off. So my point is that what needs to be done is you need to learn from these people that you despise so much or that you can't understand so much, which is really just normal class people. Just some run of the mill white people, probably Christian, have a stable household structure, stable parenting structure, probably got their finances in order, and the man is a man. He's a real man. He's a man's man. He's handling his business. He's taking care of his wife and probably kids or whatever, right? And that's great. You know what I mean? And that's good. It's like, maybe you don't even admire that, but see, this is a problem. You may not admire that, but the problem is that you can't learn from it. Like I said, you could be gay if you want. Like, you don't have to be him, because you never could be him. Like I said, you're gay for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? There's a reason why that you take a feminine friggin' role and you look at men with friggin' starry eyes and all that crap. But also, what you could learn, though, is you can learn other things. Like, you don't have to be, obviously you're not going to be straight, you're not going to be a man in a woman household, but the thing is this: understand, like, why is that man's finances straight? Okay, like, why are his finances good? Why is it that he stays out of trouble? Why is it that his family lineage has made something for themselves, right? Take all that into accountability, and don't just try to blow it over and be disingenuous and say, oh, it's because it's systemic racism, it's anti-gay. No. Take accountability and just be like, yo, he made money. He's making money. He's got his head on straight. And learn from it, and then put your head on straight. You know what I mean? And get your money up. And learn how to actually make something for yourself. And maybe you'll fail, but at least try. But see, being an escapist, right? Being a sissy and an escapist is not gonna work for you. Probably not. I'll say probably, because who knows with so many people. I don't know. But I guarantee, for the most part, probably not. That probably wouldn't work for anybody. Like, I literally broke up with my girlfriend and got into a huge fight. I told her she's a big baby. She said, what she said? She said, oh, how can you say that? That makes me feel insecure. Or like, I have emotions and feelings. Motherfucker! Are you serious that you're an adult woman and a motherfucker can't tell you you're being a big baby when you're being a goddamn big baby? You're that much of a sis, and that's what I mean. That's the problem. It's a cancer. That's the problem, bro. You're a grown-ass woman, and you mean to tell me that you can't be told constructively what's wrong with your goddamn self, and you know what's wrong with yourself, but you can't handle the criticism? So you ball up into a little ball and play like a game. You just deny everything. Oh, see? So that's my whole point with this world, is the problem. It's you just, and then, we are taught in schools and taught that all this, all what's good is bad, and everything has to be backwards. And, I have to do something about it. So, like I said, this channel is about having fun, but at the same time, this channel is going to teach people something. This channel is going to teach some motherfuckers out here that you have to learn. Like, you have to learn. We cannot keep living like this. Like, we cannot keep on perpetuating this crazed, destructive machine. And this is going on longer than I wanted, but I'm going to cut it off here. We cannot keep doing this, okay? Hope you're, excited for the next crappy camera, crappy audio, if it even picked up the audio, rant and video. This is your host, Steve from the back, coming at you again, as always. And I hope you guys have a good day. And, this channel is really small, so everything is appreciated, and I would hope people would come onto this channel and start supporting it. Um, I need this money right now. I will always need this money. Okay, so yeah, and man, I never would have thought in my life actually that I would be conservative. But you know what? The way that the world is looking, it's not looking good, man. It's looking pretty ugly. It's looking pretty darn ugly, man. And there are some days where I literally wake up and I'm depressed. Like I wake up, I'm just gonna be honest. I wake up some days and I feel like, man, do I even want to wake up the next day? Like I'm like, you know, obviously I would love it if I had, like a beautiful wife or girlfriend and wife in the making, good career, pulling in money, having nice days, fun days, experiencing life, meeting good people and stuff. But some part of me thinks like if I didn't have all of that, just like I don't have that yet. Some days I literally wake up and I'm thinking like I have to question. Do I really want to wake up into a world where wrong is taught to be right, weak is taught to be strong, bad is taught to be good, and everything is like disgusting and upside down, and everyone wants to accept it because some insidious way or another, people were presented to someone an option that wasn't an option before. Like it's like saying, "Hey, you know what? Don't do what you need to do. Just do what feels good, and listen to this BS and just preach it as it's like it's gospel truth, right? And everything will be okay." And then some people literally take that. So I don't know, man. Uh, I don't know. Some days I would dare even say I look at this world and feel like there's so much nonsense in this world and so much disgusting behavior that it's not worth trying to save. This world needs to be burned and destroyed, bro. It needs to be burned. It needs to be burned. You know what I mean? Um, and that's me included. That means everything's going at the same time. That means all of us. That means everything gone in a flash. Because it just feels simpler to do it like that. Just burn everything, please. Whatever's out there that has enough power, just burn us all, please. Because we don't really deserve to be on this rock anymore. We need to be burned. Everything has to go bye-bye. But that's not going to happen. You know, if I was crazy enough to believe, to pray that every night, it would never happen. It would never happen. That'd be too easy to way out to go anyway. So, like, comment, and sub. This is Steve's Art and Fun channel, and have a good one.